Hello folks, I was just turning around some pots out there that I made yesterday, and yeah, if you put pots outside, do remember as soon as you can get them upside down, and the next thing, if it's a windy day or a bit of a warm day with sunshine, then give them a turn around or they'll get dry on one side and then you're going to have a problem when you come to trim them. Talking of trimming, those tea bowls that you saw me throw, just recently in the clip before last, I've already started trimming them, and I've got a few more to do. So join me for that. You know, no great shakes, just trimming, but and to do that I use one of these trim tools actually. Yeah, alright, I'll bring it in a little bit and let's talk about trimming. So, yes, well, it's a deep subject, Simon. Yeah, I'll just first of all just show you a few that I've done. You see, everybody, they trim in their own certain style. I mean, I trim in a certain way, and you find that most people who trim, they trim in a certain way. It's a very recognizable part of somebody's work, their trimming style, and you'll see that they're pretty similar in many ways, all these ones I've done. Okay, so let's do another one. So these are thrown, and they're thrown a little bit thicker down the bottom, you see, to allow for that trimming. Now, there's different ways of trimming. You can put it into something called a Giffen grip, which holds it. All right. I don't use one of those myself because I don't find that they don't suit me. Let's just say. You can trim face down on the wheel head like that. You can trim in a chuck. Okay, a pre-thrown chuck that you locate it in. One of my latest favourite ways of trimming is taking some of this, putting it down there in the middle roughly, putting that on top. Okay, now just tap centre like that. Now if you don't know how to tap centre, I really recommend that you learn. But you need a lot of pots to practice on, okay? It's not something you're going to get with 2 or 3 pots. So tap centering is a vital time saver, let's say. Alright? And you basically just tap it into the center. Alright? You learn how to tap center by tap centering. Okay, I'm going to take my trim tool and I'm just going to, you see that, pare that away like that, nice and easy. Nice and easy. Now if he knocks off center like that, okay, well that's a perfect opportunity for me just to pick him up and have a feel. But you see, it's so quick to re-tap center him back that it really doesn't matter that he comes off So when I'm tap center, when I'm trimming like this, I like to have the clay not too hard. I'll be honest with you, I would have preferred it was a little softer than what I'm coming to do. These bowls right now, they're not as soft as I would have wanted, but it's okay. So if he comes off, or goes off center I should say, don't worry about it. Don't worry. So I just do this until I get it. There's something that tells me that it's right. And you see, there's no really right and wrong way of doing this. There's no way, there's many different ways that you could trim. There's no right way and only one way of doing it. I'm going to show these to you. So I always like to put a bevel on the corner there. I like it to look like it's been done fairly quickly. I generally leave, there's a little bit of a squiggle in the middle there. You might notice. I'm just picking up another one here just to... You see, now that little squiggle just happens naturally. It's not forced. And that's what I like. I don't want it to be forced. Let's move in a bit closer. Move in a little bit closer. Yeah, like that. Okay. They don't want to be too heavy. And I don't think that tea bowls, to be honest, or these kind of bowls, you want them to be wafer thin, because they don't invite you to pick them up, because when the tea's inside they're too hot. So a little bit of thickness there is not a bad thing. Let's do, I remember we did this one, didn't we? Let's trim this guy, but first a little sip of coffee. Okay, so using this mat, I don't have to wet the rim or anything. I just put it down on there. Okay. All right. Take him to the center. Always keep a finger there. You see. You see the posture. The left index finger, the thumb bracing across. You see. My hand here resting firmly on the side of the wheel tray. So you've got this, it's supported, you see. Okay, so let's just cut. Okay. If you cut kind of deeply, a little bit fast, you're going to get that sort of thing happening. Now, the way I usually always do one cut away like that, you see, to get that form. What I then do is I use the corner of the tool here, right in the corner, because the blade of this tool is not just on the front face here. It goes away down to here, so it's sharp all the way, you see. So then what I do is I take that corner and dig it in like that. Dee 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 dee. My goodness, it's hot today. I think it's about 89 degrees or something. dear. So, I am actually looking for some irregularity here, but I'm wanting it to occur naturally in the trimming process. So I'm not forcing anything. I'm just trying to trim in such a way that to allow certain irregularities just to happen. So trimming the foot, I can still apply downward pressure because there's a little piece in the middle there that has not yet been. But now, to trim the middle away, I've got to then move my finger slightly to the side, and that's when it can cause it to knock off. Okay? So I'm looking for certain irregularities that I like. Wheel speed is not very fast. You see, because I'm lacking the downward pressure, it's spinning off there. That's okay. So I get to a certain point in the trimming, feeling through the foot here, that where there's something in me says, yes, I think that's okay. I like it as that, like that. You see. There's a little bit of kick up around the side here. Now I might be tempted to take the tool and clean that all away and think I've got to have it all looking clean and it's all got to be, but I'm not, you see. I'm not. I'm going to just leave it because it doesn't bother me. It adds something to it. But that's for you to decide, you see. So that was one that's one you saw me throw with the expanded and paddled form. All right. Now if I notice that the lip here is marred in some way, now I don't mind if it's slightly irregular, but if I just happen to catch it with my fingernail like I did just then I don't like that. So I will just apply a little water, but don't bring a sponge, okay? Just a little slippy water on the end of your finger. Just like that, and then just with it going around slowly, it's just smooth. Hey Sheena, what's going on? Just smooth it in like that, you see. Now what I may do with this is create a couple of windows here. I'll show you something about that shortly. I've got some pots I did over there. Let's change the camera angle so maybe you can get a little bit more, I don't know, I'll try and bring it in tight here. I know you like to see, don't you? Oh yes, I know we like to see. That's what we're here for, to see. Well, let's see if we can see just a bit of detail on the top there. So just paring it away like that. See, one thing about these tools that have got the angle cut on the inside, they do pare the clay away rather nicely, effortlessly. So now digging in the corner of the tool there, you see, creating the foot. Okay, he's knocked off center. no worries, pick him up. If he knocks off centre, well, that's a good opportunity, isn't it, to cast your BDI and these are best done, in my humble opinion, rather quickly, without a lot of fuss. You don't want to be making these kind of pots with a lot of fussy trimming, if you know what I mean. Yeah, as I say, there's no right and wrong way of doing this. And it may take you quite a while to figure out your own trimming style. But don't be in a rush, that's all I can say. It'll come when it's ready to come. I think there's something about the trimming, you need to be a little bit definite about it, confident. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to put into words. Maybe it's best not to put it into words, just leave it as it is. We don't have to explain everything, do we? Just do it. Just do it. Yeah. Dee 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 dee. Dee 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 dee. Dee 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 dee. Yeah. So again, now I may be doing something after this before I let them dry. I wanted to raw glaze these. There's another one of these guys. Okay, center him up. So first cut, start cutting, and then as I'm cutting in, I'm thinking here about because I'm narrowing the diameter of the foot, you see, and then cutting down like that a bit. Now I'm going to use that corner. Just let it dig in there. So this is what makes tea bowls, you see, rather personal, is that all these considerations that we've been talking about over just regularly thrown repeat wear, which is, you know, thrown to a gauge, etc. These are, each one is sort of personally considered, as it were. So each one truly is an individual pot. So yeah, you need to know how much clay you've got there approximately before you start whacking the tool in, as you see me doing. So at the moment you can see he's running off centre, isn't he? I've knocked him off. But I can still continue working even though he's running out. Just a little bit. Not a lot of working, but just lightly I can still. Ho ho. Wow, it's hot. Yes. Alright, another one. We got a couple more to do. See, this is how you get better at doing something, it's just by practicing, having a lot to do. That's why you really do need to throw. Let me just move that a little bit like that. Got a feeling my head might be getting in the way there. These are all, I'm going to use these largely for field glaze of various different decorative treatments, which I haven't thought out yet properly what that's going to be. Probably going to be, I've got some white slip over there, porcelainous white slip, which I'm going to use, and some wood ash. I'm just going to try different combinations, if you know what I mean. That last little bit of trimming is a little bit difficult because I've got no means to really, other than my left index finger here, keeping it running as I want. One more. One more to go. So, first cut, holding him firmly down, rake the tool down the sideline. And then, now digging that corner in like that. It's a subtle blend of I was talking to my friend down in Texas, Len Bowden. Hi there, Len. And he was talking to me and said something which I thought was very good, and I think is worth repeating, and I'll pass it on to you guys, and that is, you know, in our pottery we should sometimes, when you're making, just think of this statement: suggest rather than emphasize. And very often I find that there's too much emphasis, not enough suggestion. Subtlety. Quiet subtlety, suggestion, rather than sort of emphasis, emphasizing some particular aspect of a pot. Maybe it might be a decoration, actually I'm going to want to put this one down here, I think. Just getting the feeling I want to do that. it will stick a bit better. Just want to finish. That's better. Stay there. Alright. Good. Yeah. Suggest rather than emphasize. I like that. When he said that to me, I thought, yeah, I like that statement. Suggest rather than emphasize. We live in a world of... Excuse me, Sheena. Ooh. Sorry, the cat's in the way. Yeah, we live... Maybe you don't know what I'm talking about. Suggest rather than emphasize. I don't know. But it meant something to me anyway. And so I'm going to just keep the wraps on those. Quickly, I'm going to show you a couple of other pots that we've been working on. I showed you those guys, didn't I? Yes, I did. What else? Oh yeah, we got these guys. These are triple... yeah, these are interesting form. You can make these with just 2 and then a neck, or 3. Little luggy affairs there. This one is a little softer. It's just waiting for me to finish off those lugs. So that's those guys. I'm just keeping them back so they don't get too... what do we have here? Something I was working on. Oh yes, let's bring this guy out. So that... yeah, that's a lidded form. And you can see, oops, what I was talking about with that tea bowl, these kind of windows, you see, where I'll just smooth it with the back of a spoon, or, you know, a knife blade, as it were, to get that effect. So yeah, we'll see where that takes us. I think I've got another one of those, which is in here, just keeping them back. So that's, again, with the windows, this is slightly different, very slightly different. This one has got a different top to it, you see. It's open, whereas a bowl, and the other one is a lidded form. Okay. Hey, just wanted to show you those things, and I hope that's... oh, better turn these guys around. Yep, they're actually ready for... these are ready for trimming too. All right. These are guys here. These now have got the field glaze. These are raw. They've not been bisqued, you see. So just directly glazed after they're made, and these are going straight in the kiln. This here as well, and this was an effect. Yeah, that fluted effect there between the flats, where my thumb is here. That was done with that tool. Len, you gave me that idea, so all credit to you for that. That's field glaze, and this